Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So I have a whole bunch of Darth Vader castle behind the scenes. I'm going to play this video, then I'll explain Star Wars Celebration and all the big stuff that's happening. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's going to be Star Wars giveaways happening all through next week. There'll be a bunch of extra Star Wars bonus videos. So check this out and remember that there's a lot of special Darth Vader stuff happening next week. So here we go.
When we started to come up with the idea of where Krennic would meet Vader, we really started to play around with, mood and look. Ralph did some early exploration of what Vader's castle was. And so when this scene came up, we thought, well, let's resurrect that idea. In doing the research, Ralph did a lot of drawings for Vader's castle, but he really didn't do any interiors.
My lord, Director Krennic has arrived.
But what I found particularly interesting was that Ralph had designed this upside down red triangle as the symbol of Vader. And so I really wanted to evoke that in the set itself. And so as we were designing the room, we tried to very subtly play that. And if you look at the entrance, when Krennic first arrives, the exterior of that meeting room is a upside down cone. For fans, if they're familiar with Vader's symbol, they'll see that connection in there. And then likewise, when you see the actual doorway, it's in the shape of Vader's mouth. And so the whole idea for me was to play off the subtleties of when you're coming to visit Vader, you're literally going inside him. It was interesting when we were talking about how do we reveal Vader, because he's so iconic. You can identify him by just the silhouette itself. And so Gareth thought, well, why don't we introduce him by seeing his shadow first, because that would be even more threatening. And what was great was that we were paying homage to Indiana Jones. When Marion was in the bar, you saw the villains come in and you see their shadows creep up. And we thought, well, wouldn't it be powerful to do a similar thing? And it works really well because even in silhouette form, you immediately know it's him. And if you notice that there's a circular platform where Vader and Krennic meet. And what I like about that idea is that if you think about it, for Vader to have a confrontation room in this big open space where you can easily fall off the edge is very intimidating. So whoever's coming to visit him is always under this veiled threat that Vader could force them off the edge.
You were not summoned here to grovel, Director Krennic.
No, it's...
There is no Death Star. The Senate has been informed that Jedi was destroyed in a mining disaster.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you not to rest until you can assure the Emperor that Galen Erso has not compromised this weapon in any way.
So I'm still in command? You'll speak to the Emperor about...
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
Part of the history that we do in designing Vader's castle is where are all the rooms? And so we decided that the castle itself was going to be centered around the Bacta tank. That was the most important thing. But we also knew that there was going to be a meditation chamber. He had to have like a little training area. Maybe down below in the catacombs is a more ancient area. The map of Vader's castle is all thought out. And I'm hoping that we'll have an opportunity to actually explore it.
It's always so cool to listen to what the ILM people are thinking when they design all these things. The really big thing they didn't mention in this is that they've already confirmed that this is Mustafar. They were kind of coy about it when the movie first came out just because I think they wanted it to be a surprise, like maybe fans will recognize this particular lava planet that has special meaning to Darth Vader's history. All the people behind the scenes are saying that wouldn't it be fun to go back and revisit that somewhere in the Star Wars universe. So we have all this Last Jedi Kylo Ren stuff going on. He's such a Vader fanboy. It would make sense that if we revisit this place in the new films, it would be through his character or even through Luke Skywalker and Rey's characters. Although I'm not expecting them to go to Mustafar. It just feels like if there was a really important, significant place in Darth Vader's history and Kylo Ren was doing everything he could to collect Darth Vader artifacts, don't you feel like he would have that location on lockdown? But like he says, it's built on an older structure. There is a throne room that Ralph McQuarrie designed that's below levels, but the castle itself is a tuning force for dark side energy. It's basically built on dark side ley lines. Mustafar is a planet that's very powerful in the dark side of the force, but the other reason that he spends so much time there is because he is punishing himself. The most demanding, mercurial environment imaginable, always shifting. Just think about how the terrain is so uncertain. So it's sort of like the planet is a metaphor for Darth Vader himself. Speaking of which, the big surprise for Celebration. So let's talk about Celebration stuff. The big surprise is that Hayden Christensen himself is confirmed. He is coming. Now, they didn't say exactly what he's doing, but they said there might be some surprises, like they were very tongue-in-cheek when they were talking about it, for the 40th anniversary panel, which is on Thursday. So I'll explain the schedule in a second for the really big panels. But Darth Vader himself is coming. He'll probably appear during the 40th anniversary panel next Thursday, but he might also appear during the Last Jedi panel. I'm not expecting it because it's going to be most of the main actors for that film. And if there's going to be some Darth Vader inside the new films, I feel like they'd want to keep that a surprise, so they might be coy about that. And if he did appear in the new films, he would probably be as a Force ghost or like Ewan McGregor. He said a couple really quick lines that they inserted into Rey's Force vision that she had when she touched Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, and that was it. He was like, oh, they had me in for like a couple minutes, then I rode my motorcycle out. It was great. So I would just be blown away if there was anything more than just a very light touch of Darth Vader inside the new films, because they're slowly moving past the Skywalker family. But the new films are still a Skywalker saga. That's why everybody's talking about moving past the Skywalkers with any future films after Episode 9. But here's a breakdown of the schedule. I'm going to be doing videos for all this. There's going to be so much Star Wars happening next week. So here's just a quick look at what's going on. This is just a small fraction of the stuff that they're doing. So Thursday is the 40th anniversary panel. There's rumors that they're going to announce a spin-off film. Everybody thinks it's an Obi-Wan film, but just be prepared for it to be something else. Don't be too disappointed. But I know we all want it. The Emperor is doing a panel. Billy D. Williams is doing a panel that day. Then Friday is when shit gets real, because that's the Last Jedi panel. I'm expecting them to do the exact same thing they did for The Force Awakens, which means a trailer and a behind-the-scenes reel. So it's kind of like two trailers, but one is more of like making of The Last Jedi in addition to a traditional trailer. Mark Hamill is doing a special panel just about Carrie Fisher. Saturday is the Star Wars Rebels Season 4 panel. They're going to show off a trailer for that. Then Sunday, Mark Hamill is doing his Luke Skywalker panel. So that's just a small fraction of the stuff that they're doing. There's going to be so much more, but you guys can just let me know what kinds of videos you want me to do. I'll post panel videos, trailer breakdowns, anything else you guys request, but there'll be way more Star Wars than I would normally be posting for obvious reasons. It'll be a Comic-Con situation, so all the links for my social is at the top of my main page here. Here's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's where I post updates on when videos are going to happen. So throughout the day, I'll just be live tweeting all the Star Wars stuff. So starting Thursday all the way through Sunday. So a lot of you have requested a video about Hayden Christensen returning to Star Wars, them using him in the new films, about doing an Obi-Wan spin-off film. What would the story be if they chose to do that film? So I'll probably do a video for that in the next couple of days. But remember, they're probably going to announce what the next spin-off is next week. So we'll find out pretty soon. And there will be Star Wars giveaways going on in all those Star Wars videos that I post next week. So all you have to do to enter those, be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Right now it's for the Rogue One Blu-ray because that just dropped. So while you guys wait for my next video to post, you can click here to learn more about what's going on with Snoke's character, and you can click here for brand new Rick and Morty. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in the next video.